Alright guys, so welcome to another video on this channel, and in this video we're going to be solving this problem which says we should find the value of x if x is equal to the square root of x minus 1 over x plus the square root of 1 minus 1 over x. So to be honest, I didn't really think this actually had a solution because it took me a while to figure out a way to solve this, but luckily I found a way and I'll be sharing this method with you. So now the first thing is to set p to be x minus 1 over x. So multiplying through by x, it implies that px is equal to x squared minus 1. Now moving px to the other side of the equation, we have that x squared minus px minus 1 is equal to 0. So we'll call this our equation 1. Now, since p is equal to 1 x minus 1 over x, it implies that 1 over x will be equal to x minus p. So we're going to put p is equal to x minus 1 over x and 1 over x is equal to x minus p back into the original question that we have. So this implies that x will be equal to the square root of p plus the square root of 1 minus x minus p. Okay, then we can move this root p to the other side of the equation. So this implies that x minus root p will be equal to the square root of 1 minus x plus p. Notice that I expanded the minus between the brackets. So I can square both sides of this and I'll have x minus root p square is equal to, if I square this other side of the equation, I'll have 1 minus x plus p because the square will cancel out the root sign. So now expanding x minus root p square, I'll have x square minus 2 root px plus p equal to 1 minus x plus p. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to take everything on this side to the other side of the equation, and then this implies that x squared minus 2 root px plus p minus 1 plus x minus p equals to 0. Now notice that p will cancel minus p, and yeah, that's all that cancels out. So x squared minus 2 root p x plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. So we can factor out an x from here and here. So this implies that x squared plus 1 minus 2 root p into x minus 1 equals to 0. Now we can call this equation 3. Okay, so equation 3 minus 1 is going to be x squared plus 1 minus 2 root p into x minus 1 minus equation 1, which is x squared minus px minus 1, which is going to be x squared minus x squared plus 1 minus 2 root p x plus px minus 1 plus 1. So x squared is going to cancel minus x squared, and minus 1 is going to cancel this plus 1, And yeah, this is going to be equal to 0. So this implies that 1 minus 2 root p x plus px will be equal to 0. Okay, so we have that 1 minus 2 root px plus px is equal to 0. So if I factorize x from this and this, it implies that x is going to be into 1 minus 2 root p plus p, which is equal to 0. Now, for this to be true, we have that either x is equal to 0 or 1 minus 2 root p plus p will be equal to 0. Now, from this equation we have here, we can see that we have x minus 1 over x. That's from the initial question that we were given. Now, remember that if x is equal to 0, 1 minus x will be 1 over 0, which is undefined. So we know that x equal to 0 cannot be a solution to this problem. So this implies that 1 minus 2 root p plus p will be equal to 0. So now to solve this, we can write it as p minus 2 root p plus 1 is equal to 0. This implies that p minus root p minus root p plus 1 is equal to 0. Now notice I just wrote minus 2 root p as minus root p minus root p. And we can factor out root p from here and minus root p from here. So root p into root p minus 1 minus root p into, okay, we can just factor out a minus 1 from this. So we're going to put it like this: minus into minus 1 into root p minus 1. Now expanding this will still give you this. Now this is all equal to 0. So now I'll factor out root p minus 1 from this, and I'll have root p minus 1 multiplied by root p minus 1, which is equal to 0. This is the same thing as root p minus 1 square equal to 0. And this implies that root p minus 1 must be equal to 0, which implies that root p will be equal to 1. Now if I square both sides, I'll have that p is equal to 1 square, which is equal to 1. So basically I found the value of p, and initially I said that p is equal to x minus 1 over x. So this implies that x minus 1 over x will be equal to 1. Okay, so since we have that p is equal to x minus 1 over x, and initially we had that p is equal to 1, so this implies that x minus 1 over x will be equal to 1. So we're going to multiply through by x. It's going to give us x squared minus 1 equal to x. This implies that x squared minus x minus 1 will be equal to 0. So we can use the quadratic formula to find this. Now we have that the two roots x1 comma x2 will be equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now this is for ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So comparing this With this, we see that our a is 1, our b is equal to -1, and our c is equal to -1. So x1 comma 2 will be equal to -1 plus or minus the square root of -1 square minus 4 into 1 times -1 divided by 2 into 1, which is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of -1 square is 1, -4 times 1 is -4, and -4 times -1 is going to give you +4, all divided by 2. So we have that x1 comma x2 is going to be 1 plus or minus √5 over 2. So this is the answer to the equation x is equal to square root of x minus 1 over x plus square root of 1 minus 1 over x. So that was quite easy because, yeah, we had a very good substitution. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.